2024, it's going to be a month of transformation for you.
Yeah, big time.
Especially when it comes to career, love, and finances.
Oh, definitely. Those are going to be the big themes.
So we're going to unpack your astrological forecast for December and figure out how you can use these cosmic energies to your advantage.
Yeah, make them work for you, not against you, right?
Exactly. All right, so let's jump right in.
Sounds good.
Where do we even begin?
Well, the most important thing happening in December is that Mars, your ruling planet, is going retrograde.
Uh-oh.
In Leo.
Mars retrograde. I always hear that, and I kind of get nervous.
Yeah, it can sound a little intimidating, but actually, you don't need to worry. It's not about bad luck or anything like that. It's more like a time to slow down, reflect, reassess.
Okay, so it's like a cosmic timeout.
Exactly, like the universe is telling you to hit pause for a bit and really think about things.
I like that. So what sorts of things should Aries be thinking about during this Mars retrograde?
Well, Mars is retrograde in Leo. And for you, Aries, that highlights your 5th house.
The 5th house.
Okay. Which is all about creativity, romance, self-expression. So you're going to want to look at those areas of your life with some fresh eyes.
How interesting.
Maybe revisit some old creative projects or, think about some patterns in your love life.
So instead of, starting something brand new, it's more about kind of going back to things that maybe we've put on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly. Or just looking at what's already there with a new perspective.
Makes sense.
And one thing you definitely want to avoid during a Mars retrograde is starting anything big and bold in those areas.
Okay, so no impulsive decisions.
Especially when it comes to romance.
Got it.
Better to focus on refining what you've already got going on.
Okay, refining.
Now, on top of all of that, we've got the sun moving into Capricorn on December 21st.
Capricorn, okay.
Which is going to activate your 10th house of career and ambition.
Oh, that sounds promising.
It is. It's a great time for career growth, but
there's
a but. It happens right when Mars retrograde is at its peak.
Oh, no.
So, again, no rushing into anything new.
So no big career moves just yet.
Right. It's more about laying the groundwork, updating that resume, networking, brushing up on your skills.
Getting ready for when the retrograde's over.
Exactly.
And then we can really make some moves.
Right. You want to be prepared when things start moving fast again.
I got it. And so is there anything else happening in December that we should be aware of?
Oh, yeah. Actually, can't forget about Mercury retrograde.
Oh, no, another one.
I know, right? It starts on November 25th, so it's already happening, and it goes until December 15th.
So that's like the first half of December.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does that make things extra complicated?
It might seem that way, but actually Mercury retrograde can be really useful for your career.
Oh, how so?
It's a great time to review your goals, the ones we were just talking about, and maybe polish up that resume.
Okay, so like a final check.
And, maybe even reach out to some old contacts.
Oh, interesting.
And like a cosmic editor is helping you get everything just right.
I love that. So we don't need to be afraid of these retrogrades.
Not at all. They're just opportunities to slow down and refine things.
I like that perspective.
And then, of course, we can't forget about love.
Right. Venus, the planet of love.
Exactly. Venus enters Aquarius on December 6th.
Okay.
Same day Mars goes retrograde.
Oh, wow. So a lot happening on that day.
Definitely.
What does Venus in Aquarius mean for Aries in love?
Well, Aquarius is all about independence and being unconventional.
Right.
So you might find yourself wanting more space and freedom in your relationships, or if you're single, you might be attracted to someone who's a little bit different.
Unique.
Exactly. And with Mars retrograde happening at the same time, your existing relationships might need a little extra TLC.
In what way?
Well, communication is key.
Okay.
It's not the time to ignore problems. You've got to address them head on, but with compassion and understanding.
So basically, December is a time for a refresh in every area of life.
Yeah, pretty much. Whether it's your creative outlets, your career, or your relationships, you're going to want to take a step back and reevaluate what's working and what's not.
I like that.
It's about getting back in touch with your authentic self.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that said, I'm curious about the financial implications for Aries in December.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
What should we be aware of?
Well, we've got the Jupiter-Saturn square peaking on December 24th.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Basically, it's a time to be cautious with your finances.
Nobody wants to hear about budgeting during the holidays.
I know, right? But it's not about depriving yourself. It's just about being smart.
Okay.
So review your budget. Think twice about making any big purchases, and maybe even talk to a financial advisor if you need to.
Good advice.
It's all about making sure you start the new year on solid ground financially.
Right.
So enjoy the holidays, but don't go overboard.
So basically, December is about making strategic decisions that set us up for success in the new year.
Exactly.
Instead of making big impulsive moves.
Yep. Think long term.
Love it. All right, so now that we've got the big picture, let's dive into the week-by-week breakdown and see what specific actions Aries can take to make the most of December.
Let's do it.
All right, so we've talked about the big picture for December. Now I'm excited to dive into the week-by-week breakdown
Yeah, let's get specific.
and see what actions Aries can take to really harness these energies.
Okay, great.
So week 1, December 1st to 7th. What's going on?
Well, the week starts off with a new moon in Sagittarius,
Okay.
and that's activating your 9th house.
The 9th house of,
Higher learning and expansion.
ooh, expansion. I like that.
Yeah, it's a very adventurous new moon.
So what kinds of things can we do to, like, tap into that energy?
Well, it's a great time to explore new subjects.
Hmm.
Maybe sign up for a course you've been thinking about.
Oh, yeah?
Or even start planning a trip.
Ooh, a trip. That'd be nice.
Yeah, something that broadens your horizons.
I like it.
You know, just get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
So if there's something we've been wanting to learn or a place we've been wanting to visit, this is the week to, like, actually start taking some action.
Exactly. The new moon energy is perfect for that.
Awesome.
But keep in mind, Mercury is still retrograde this week.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
So, you know, double check any travel plans, make sure everything's in order,
Good point.
and just be patient with communication in general.
Got it. Okay, so week 2, December 8th to 14th. What's happening then?
Well, communication is still key this week
Okay.
because we're navigating the final days of Mercury retrograde.
Right.
So you want to be super mindful of how you're expressing yourself, especially in your close relationships.
Especially with all this relationship reevaluation going on, too.
Oh, exactly. Mars retrograde is still encouraging you to think about those patterns.
Right.
So it's a good time to have those heart-to-heart conversations.
Or clear the air.
Yeah, address any lingering issues,
Get everything out in the open.
but do it with compassion.
Okay.
And this is also a good week to revisit those creative projects.
We can deal with revisiting.
Yeah, Mars retrograde is all about going back and seeing what needs a refresh.
Right.
So
Yeah.
is there a project you've put aside that you want to pick back up?
Or maybe something you want to approach in a totally different way. I like it.
It's about finding that creative spark again.
Awesome. Okay, so week 3, December 15th to 21st.
Week 3, finally, Mercury goes direct.
Yes, thank goodness.
I know, right? Breathe a sigh of relief.
I bet our Aries listeners are happy about that.
I'm sure they are. Communication should start flowing more smoothly,
Right.
which is great because you're still going to be navigating those relationships.
Right, and trying to figure out our career goals.
Exactly.
Oh, and this is the week the sun moves into Capricorn, right?
Yeah, that's right. Your 10th house of career is going to be lit up.
So lots of ambition this week.
Definitely. But remember, Mars is still retrograde.
Right. Got to keep that in mind.
So no rash decisions.
Okay.
Stay focused on the planning and preparation.
You talked about earlier.
Right. You're laying the groundwork for success.
When Mars goes direct.
Exactly.
Okay, so week 3 is all about getting ready for that moment.
Yep. Be patient and strategic.
Got it. Okay. And finally, week 4, December 22nd to 31st. The home stretch,
The holidays.
a time for celebration.
Yes, but also a time for financial awareness.
Oh.
I know it's not the most fun thing to think about during the holidays, but that Jupiter-Saturn square peaks on December 24th.
Right, Christmas Eve.
So we got to be mindful of our spending.
Okay. No going overboard with the presents this year.
Exactly. Enjoy the festivities, but be smart.
Make sure we can still pay rent in January.
Right. And with the sun now in Capricorn, you're going to be feeling very ambitious.
Right.
So channel that energy into your career goals.
Okay, so even though it's the holidays, we're still thinking about work.
Yeah. It's a great time to reflect on what you've accomplished and set some intentions for the new year.
Awesome. So December really is a month that has it all. Celebration, introspection, planning.
It's a really unique time of year.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we move on to some success strategies for Aries, I have a question about this whole reassessment theme.
Okay.
We've been talking about it in terms of career, love, finances,
Yeah.
but is there like a bigger picture way to think about reassessment for Aries in December?
That's a great question. And yes, there is. It's not just about checking boxes in those specific areas of life. It's really about connecting with your authentic self
No, I'd like.
and making sure your actions are aligned with your values and what you truly desire.
So it's a time for some soul searching.
Exactly. Ask yourself, what brings you joy? What are your non-negotiables?
Okay.
What do you want to create more of in your life?
Wow, those are some big questions.
They are, but December is a really supportive time to explore them. You've got Mars retrograde prompting you to look inward, and the new moon in Sagittarius encouraging you to expand your horizons. It's a powerful combination.
So it's like a month for self-discovery and realignment.
Exactly. And once you have that inner clarity, you can apply it to all areas of your life.
Your career, your relationships, your finances.
It all starts from within.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So December isn't just about external achievements. It's about creating a life that feels authentic.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so now I'm even more excited to hear about those success strategies.
Right.
What advice do you have for Aries as they navigate this transformative month? Okay, so we've talked about all the major transits and themes for December. Now, what are some specific things Aries can do to really make the most of this month?
Well, first things first, you got to embrace the power of reflection.
Okay.
Mars retrograde, it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, with all the delays and stuff.
Exactly. But it's also a really valuable time to look inward
Okay.
and reassess what's truly important to you. So revisit those old creative projects, think about your relationships,
Okay.
and really reconnect with what brings you joy.
So it's not just about career and love. It's also about like rediscovering our passions.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And then, of course, you've got the sun moving into Capricorn.
Right. Our 10th house of career.
Exactly. So you're going to be feeling super ambitious. But remember, Mars is still retrograde.
Right.
So channel that ambition into planning, strategizing, networking.
Okay, so instead of like making big moves, it's more about getting ready for those moves.
Exactly.
Got it.
Then when it comes to love, Venus is in Aquarius.
Right. The sign of individuality.
Exactly. So embrace that.
Okay.
Whether you're in a relationship or single way, honor your own needs and desires.
So basically be true to yourself.
Yep. And communicate those needs to your partner if you have one.
Good advice.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the financial piece,
Right. The Jupiter-Saturn square.
which peaks on Christmas Eve.
So we got to be mindful of our spending.
Yeah, for sure.
Enjoy the holidays, but don't go crazy.
Make sure we can still pay our bills in January.
Exactly.
Okay, so basically, December is about finding balance
Yeah. Balance between enjoying the present moment and planning for the future.
between introspection and action.
You got it.
I love it. Okay, now, before we wrap up, I want to talk about journaling.
Oh, yes. Journaling is so important during December.
Why is that?
Well, with all this transformative energy going on, it's really helpful to write down your thoughts and feelings, any insights you have, any intentions you want to set.
So it's like a way to process everything that's happening.
Exactly. And it helps you connect with your intuition.
I like that.
So make it a daily practice if you can.
Awesome. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what are some final words of wisdom for our Aries listeners?
Well, remember that you have the power to create the life you want. The stars may provide a map, but ultimately you choose your destination.
I love that.
So trust your gut, embrace the energy of December,
Okay.
and step into the new year with confidence.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing all of this amazing wisdom with us.
My pleasure.
This has been such an insightful deep dive.
Yeah.
And to all of our Aries listeners out there, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have an incredible December filled with growth, transformation, and of course, a little bit of holiday magic.
Happy holidays.
Until next time, take care.